What's up, YouTube? Bobbles and Ball Cards back on a Saturday night, a little bit later than normal. I hope everybody had a good day today. It was a beautiful day here in Virginia. Nice weather. Got to go see my grandmother the first time in a while. Praying for the best with her. But I got a little fun video, something that took me a very long time this evening to put together for you guys. So I hope you enjoy it. As the title said, and as the thumbnail shows, I dug into an extensive amount of data on the Zion Williamson Prizm base rookie card and sales comparisons between PSA, BGS, and SGC. So I hope you guys enjoy this. There's some things I want to mention as I'm going through this. This is for comparison. Just don't look at this data and be 100% spot on with it. I'll show you guys where I got the numbers from. I'll show you guys that I inputted all of the data. It took me a long time. What's up, Rick? What's up, Scissortail, Central Valley, Carolina? Oh, that's awesome, Scissor. I told you, man, them guys are good. The yourplaymat.com guys, if you guys want to break mat, they do an awesome job, very good quality. They look amazing, and their prices are really good. We do have the 15% off code. I will type that here in the chat for you guys. It is B and B cards 15% YP. That's 15% off code for yourplaymat.com. They do a really awesome job. They got all different sizes. They have more than just break mats. They have all sorts of things. Before I get into the data, I want to show you guys something because I am very excited. I would wait till it comes in, but I'm so damn happy that I got this today. I honestly, I can't believe I got it, but I did, so I am very happy. Awesome, Rick. I'm glad you liked yours too, man. It was fun designing them. For those of you that had me design your mat, it was fun designing them. I'm glad you like it. Rick, he chose the one, it had Emmitt Smith, Frank Thomas, and Kobe Bryant on it. But I want to show you guys something real quick. I was going to wait until it came in the mail, but I am so ecstatic that I got this that I want to share it with you guys. I'm going to put you up on my other screen. Okay, so I showed you guys our Nationals collection the other night, part of it. And I told you I was working on, like, one of the first things we started to work on was Michael Taylor's Bowman Chrome autos. And I found this on eBay today. And I sent the person a message to work a deal out on it. And finally, I still have not seen the Superfractor. But this is his red refractor, numbered out of 5, numbered 3 of 5, which is his jersey number. This card has changed hands, I believe, 3 or 4 times in the past couple months. I looked at the sales of it, the history of it. So happy I got this thing. It's not changing hands anymore. It is coming home to where it belongs. So yeah, very, very, very excited I got this. The orange that we have, the one out of 25, it's also number 3. So we now have the jersey number out of 25 and the jersey number out of 5. So awesome to add it to the collection. So yeah, when it comes in, I'll show you guys, but I was just super excited to actually get this and add it to the collection. I still have not seen the Superfractor anywhere, but to get this one and add it, yeah, just totally freaking awesome. Super excited to add that. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I want to thank y'all because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of stopped looking like I used to, as far as adding to the Nats collection and everything. And after showing you guys that collection the other night, I decided today to get on and kind of look at some things. And if I hadn't, I might have missed out on this. So I want to thank you guys. I also do want to say I did find this. 2017 Bowman Chrome Victor Robles 101. Remember I showed you guys the National, the ones from the National I had. Oh, why didn't it do it? Right here. Guys, I told you guys I didn't know if they made a 101, and I'm so sad I missed this because this thing went cheap. But they did make a 101 for the National Convention. If this card ever pops back up, I am definitely going to have to grab it because I do have the red, I have the gold, and I have the regular. But yeah, it went super cheap, 79 bucks. Sad I missed this one because I would have loved to have added it. But anyway, so I'm going to show you guys this first. I sat down this evening and I pulled up every sale of the 2019 Prizm, this here, Zion Williamson base rookie card, that was graded BGS 9.5, which is Gem Mint, SGC 10, and PSA 10. So the 3 companies, their Gem Mint grades. I pulled up every sale from February, March, April, and May. I sat here, you can ask my wife, I sat up here for probably over 4 hours this evening. I just got finished a few minutes ago before I got on. And I calculated every single sale. I mean, y'all can see how much data I put in here to do this. So I know people like, they like data and numbers and comparisons. And I'll say I chose this card because this card is, I'm blaming this card for what the blow up was with basketball cards and really in the hobby itself. The Zion Williamson has just, it's just been blowing up. It's made the market crazy. I mean, just look at Mosaic and Optic, how it was and everything else. This is his rookie that everyone wants. You know, I thought this was, and I shouldn't have picked this card because I knew there was going to be a ton of sales of it. I knew there was going to be a ton of them graded. So anyway, I went big. I went on the crazy card for the year so far and took the Zion Williamson Prizm base rookie, and I did some numbers for you guys. So right here, you can see this. This is the card right here. Actually, let me just go to this. This is the card right here, the Zion Williamson Prizm. This is a comparison of all sales of BGS 9.5 Gem Mint, PSA 10 Gem Mint, and SGC 10 Gem Mint. I did not include the pristine gold label for SGC. I did not include BGS 10 in the pricing. This is strictly Gem Mint versus Gem Mint versus Gem Mint prices. These sales are from February 1st through May 30th. So 4 months. And right here, how many sales did I calculate? I just showed you guys the list. There was 2,046 total sales shown between BGS, PSA, and SGC for the 4-month period. Obviously, SGC has the least because in February, BGS and PSA were still open, and that card, everybody was sending them to BGS and PSA. Then when they shut down, you know, majority of people who had already pulled these cards either had them back from BGS, or they were in transition waiting to be graded. So there wasn't a whole lot of data for SGC, but I did include them in this because even with a small amount of data, this is going to show you guys how strong SGC actually is in the market. Some things I want to say. This tool that I use, the website I use to find all of this data, when it showed me the sale, some of the prices I think were actually the listed price, which could have actually drove the market for BGS and PSA up a little bit, because there was a couple sales that showed for $900, but it didn't tell me if that was a best offer or if it was just the listed price. I do know most of SGC sales were either a buy it now straight out or auction price. A lot of them were from Investacard. And as we know, they majority only do auctions. So anyway, the breakdown was there was 1,198 sales in a BGS 9.5. There was 807 sales in PSA 10, and there was 48 sales in SGC. Now, another reason I thought this video would be very interesting to show, this isn't pop numbers, because obviously some of these cards could have been sold multiple times, but in a 4-month period, there has been 2,046 sales in Gem Mint. That's not BGS 9, that's not SGC 9.5, that's not PSA 9. That is strictly Gem Mint cards. There was 2,046 sales. So a little over 500 sales per month of this card changing hands. Now, that's not including people that still have them that are waiting to have them graded. That's not including people that had them graded and are sitting on them. That's not including 9s by BGS or PSA or 9.5s or 9s or 8s or anything like that. This is strictly Gem Mint sales, and there was 2,046 transactions in the last 4 months. So this is a rare card, guys. You know, people have expectations that he's going to be the next LeBron. I think they have high hopes that it's going to hit LeBron Topps Chrome numbers. These numbers don't hold to that, but it is the hot card. It is what has drove the hobby wild, especially in basketball. So let's go ahead and get into what I have here. I did figure out maximum and minimum sale prices for each company. BGS, the max sale that I showed was $600. The minimum sale was $132.50. PSA, the max was $900. Minimum sale was $250. And then for SGC, the maximum sale was $599. The minimum sale was $208.49, which I am 99% sure. I can go back and look at that after I go through this. That was in February, so it was like one of the first ones that was sold in an SGC slab. But the maximum sale was $599, so about $600. All right, so here is a graph. Now, what you can see here in this graph, in February, obviously this card was lower value across the board. What's interesting to me about that is everybody is saying that Bo Bichette's tops prices in PSA is because there's not many on the market. Well, in February, there wouldn't have been a very large amount of Zion on the market either, but it was the worst month for his sale. You can see BGS was just over $200 for the average price, and I'll go back and I think I have it on the next slide. But BGS was just over $200 in February for Zion. SGC was probably close to 250 to 300 range. 300 would be right here. And then PSA was right around 400. You can see here for March and April, SGC actually was above BGS. And then PSA, they had their two best months. And then if you look here in May, BGS has kind of stayed consistent right across the board for March, April, and May. Their sale prices have been totally consistent. SGC had a spike, which is to be expected. You got to think when PSA and BGS shut down, that gave SGC some momentum. That's showing in the sales charts and what the prices bought. But interesting enough, look right here. PSA dipped, and they're almost even with SGC price. For the month of May, the PSA and the SGC 10 Zion Williamson base rookie is almost even. Now, that's crazy. Especially if you look here in March and April, SGC was down here with BGS. And PSA was like up here all to themselves. But then you go over here to May, BGS stayed where they are, and SGC climbed to PSA levels. So that's very good news for SGC, especially, I know other cards, they're not comparing like people think they should and everything. But this Zion Prizm is definitely probably the biggest card, you know, for the year, for 2019 or for 2020 so far. As far as product releases, the end of 2019, beginning of 2020, the Zion Williamson Prizm is probably the biggest card that the hobby released. And to see SGC selling right, you know, pretty damn close to PSA for the month of May, after they were well off in March and April, I think that's great news for SGC. Now, people's going to argue, well, there wasn't many SGC sales. That's true. But if the sales with what they had could reach these numbers right here, if they had more and they stayed consistent with that, I mean, everybody talks about demand. Well, are you telling me that the SGC price rose because the demand was there? That's also good news. And if you also notice in the month of May, BGS had a slight increase, SGC had a large increase, PSA had a drop. They had a substantial drop in price. So, I mean, that's just some things to note here. I thought it was really interesting that BGS stayed consistent, PSA dropped, and SGC rose. That could be kind of, showing a slight shift where SGC is catching PSA. I wouldn't jump guns yet or count chickens before they hatch or any of the other, phrases that people use. But it's a good sign. So let me go to the next slide. Right here you can see, here was the 4-month average. This was across all 4 months. Taking the average for each month, adding them, and then going with a 4-month average. BGS average price was $299.85. PSA's average was $565, and SGC's average was $374.50. Now, the reason PSA is so much higher is these 2 months right here. This bumped their price. I mean, they were over $600 for these 2 months. So that bumped their price up for the 4-month average pretty high. But, SGC actually averaged over the course of the 4 months $75 more than BGS did. And right here, they were about even. Right here, they were about even. This month right here, the month of May, again, like I said, after PSA and BGS shut down and SGC got that momentum, it bumped their price ahead of BGS. And people argue, I still see posts when people are saying, what do you feel about SGC grading? And there's people on there constantly saying, who's SGC? BGS and PSA are the only 2 companies you should use. It was a comment thing on Instagram, I think, or Facebook the other day. It might have been on Facebook in one of the groups. People were sitting there talking about SGC slab, and they were showing pictures of the old one with the green trim on it. Nobody talked about the new slab with the black slip. They were talking about the green slip. That shows how, out of the market that people are, because they're sitting there talking about how ugly SGC slab is, and they don't even know what the slab looks like right now. I mean, they were just talking about how it's green and how, showing pictures of the green slip, and that ain't even what that slab's not even what they're using. It's not even what they're using. So, of course, they're going to say, don't use SGC, use BGS and PSA, because, well, they're comparing the old slab. They're comparing the old market. They don't even know that they have a new slab. They don't even know that SGC's gained steam in the modern cards. So, that gets very frustrating. And, I think people have blinders on still, and it needs to be more open in the market. I don't know how to change everybody, but hopefully with more getting out there, more people getting them in their hands, more people possibly buying them, they'll see, the grades are quality grades. The slabs look amazing. If they try them out, they're going to see the company is great to work with, and hopefully that'll change things even more. So anyway, there's your averages. You can see PSA over the course of the 4 months, because of March and April, do have a higher gain. But let me go out of this and go over here, because I'll show you right here. These 4 rows to the left are BGS. This is SGC, and then these four are PSA. The average is right here. This was what I was talking about with the month of May. SGC price averaged $514.78 was the average sale price. For PSA, it was, let me scroll down. It was $538.76. So it was literally $24 difference over the course of the month of May. The SGC price and the PSA price was $24 difference. That's it. So, and another thing that I found really interesting here, this is February, this is March, and this is April. February and April had almost the same number of sales in PSA, and then March had probably like 100 more. So I don't know why they dipped off so much in sales in March, or in April, sorry. That was very odd when I was doing these numbers. It was like February they didn't have a whole lot of sales, then March they had a lot, and then April it cut back, and then May it picked back up again. So, and then obviously over here is BGS's prices, so I can show you guys. Here they average 331.80. Here they average 324.10. Here it was 325.10. And then here was 218.41. And then you can see SGC's numbers. Like I said, there's not a lot of data on them, but the data is there, and it's not like I'm comparing one card. I'm not comparing one sale. I compared every sale that they had, and it was pretty consistent. Look at, this is the month of May right here. $5.99, $5.29, $5.40, $5.10, $500, $4.05, $5.25, $500, and $5.25. That is consistent. You don't have this, $600, $800, $875, then back to $650. You don't have that fluctuation there that PSA has. Over here you can see $260, $350, $306. I mean, it's really consistent across the board. This month right here, that one, the 208.49, this was the largest gap right there. But yeah, I sat here and compiled all these numbers. I found some things very, very interesting when I was doing this. Somebody the other night had asked, or I think it was last night, asked about Probstein and PWCC, and like, are they shill bidding? I'm going to be honest with you. I was finding when I was doing BGS pricing, when Probstein would list, they would list a group, and it'd be like 10 to 15 of them at one time, and they would all end at the same time. And I was finding they were actually selling for less than what the other data was showing in that same time period. In the month of March, I think it was. In the month of March, yeah, it's right in this area right here. In the month of March, Probstein added some, and the prices shot up for PSA, but then they dipped right back down. So I don't know what was up with that, because in April and May, I wasn't noticing that when they listed them, that the prices would spike. I was actually noticing, even with PSA in the month of April and May, they were getting less than what other people were selling. So I don't know what happened here in this month. That would have been March. I don't know what happened with getting their prices. I mean, you can see this right here where it's all 890, 865, 900, 898. All those prices jumped up real quick. And but then it like dipped right back down. You can see here 485, 550. So I don't know what happened in that month, and those obviously boosted this month's average up because you got a 900 and a bunch of 800s in there, so it boosted that average up. And I don't know why that happened. I will show you guys. This is what I used. I used the market research tool off of PWCC. You can actually go back from 2020 to 2004. And you can see here, I actually sat here, like my wife said, it was like 6 hours. And every card like this, I put the price. I went through and put down every single PSA 10 price, every single BGS price. There's 501.66. If you go to my sheet, you're going to find a 501.66 on there. There's 485, 490. I sat here and typed in every single price for you guys to pull this data up. So if anybody's curious where I got the data from, and that's why I said, let me find one. I'll just use this card for example. Like this shows me 559. See, it won't let me click on it. But just for example, this could have been a best offer and maybe they took 500 for it. I went ahead and put what price I had here because it was the only way I could actually come up with these numbers. But there's, like I said, there's over 2,000 of them in a 4-month period. So these numbers are going to be pretty damn close. And the reason I went back to February was because when I did SGC, I'll pull it up for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about here. Let me find it. Yeah, see, here's January, and there was none sold. So that's where I went. That's why I went back to February. And I didn't include this here. You see, that's a pristine. I did not include that price. Anything that was just plain gem mint, that's what's on my list. And if anybody wants, I can email them my list and they compare to this if they want to. But all of these, and see, as you can see for SGC prices, these are all Investacard I'm showing you right now. So these are auction prices. These are legit auction prices. Here was, I think, the first one that wasn't Investacard. 350. You can see here, this is a pristine. I did not include that. It was 600. Here is a gem mint at 565. Let's see. There was another pristine. I think there was one that was like 700 and something on here. Yeah, Mile High, I'm not going to pay $50 a month for, for one, I can use this and do the same thing, and it gives me something to do to show you guys rather than rely on somebody else. And I can actually pull this up and show you every single, price right here. And I don't know for sure that his shows best offer prices either. So rather than giving somebody $50 a month when I don't pay a thing for this and I can sit here and do this data and it gives me something to do, I like this. I like getting and digging into data. Yeah, I sat here for 4 hours, but you know what? You guys like the videos. You like me showing these kind of data. The data style comparison videos. Um, so to give y'all that content, to know that y'all like it and appreciate it, um, it's worth it. Like I said, I went and seen my grandmother, and that kind of hit me a little bit, and I kind of needed something to do this evening. So anyway, you can see here that's Probstein, and that's Probstein. These were in April, and they went for 270 and 310, which is very interesting. When this one went for 351. This one went for 330. So that's interesting too. Let's see here. There's a pristine 761. So anyway, guys, you can see what I used to get this data. There's a pristine for 750. um, Trying to find it here. Let's see. I thought there was one that was like 768. I wanted to show you guys, but maybe it was just that 751 or whatever, 760. But yeah, guys, is there any questions about that? Does the data, do y'all have any questions of any of the pricing or the comparisons or the averages or anything like that? Yes, Scissor Tail. I included everything. I mean, I'll pull this up again for you guys to show you. I mean, it was literally almost 2,100 sales that I went through and typed out every single price. Um, it took me a while, but it's fun doing these videos for you guys. And yeah, just like Mile High said, I could spend $50 and show you somebody else's, program or whatever to give you some pricing data. Or I could sit here and put forth the effort to make a video for you guys and come up with these numbers to where I can explain it and understand it and break it down. And if you have a question or something like that, I can tell you where I got it from. I can show you the website where I pulled all the numbers from. I have the spreadsheet. I have the graph, so, and it saved me $50. I could buy a card for the PC or, put it towards sending more into SGC. So, I don't know. I like digging into data, and I know a lot of people enjoy the videos that I do showing data and everything. So, but is there any questions, guys? Did that surprise anyone? This was the biggest surprise to me, was the fall off right there. I mean, like I said, for, let's see, what is that? April, their average price was $653.96. And then in May, it was $538.76. So That was pretty crazy to me to see that dip, but it's to be expected. I mean, when there's 2,000 that have changed hands in 4 months. Um, Mile High, that is a lifesaver on them corners, man. Everybody always talks about penny sleeves being corner killers. Man, just buy them thick ones. They fit right into card savers. They don't fit in top loaders, but they fit in card savers. And if you're grading, you want them corners protected, man, use them thick sleeves. All right, guys. Well, if nobody has any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one here. Then I know I got on later than normal. Um, but like I said, I started on this about 6 o'clock, and it took me till about 10:30. So, but I'm not complaining. Actually, let me ask you guys a question. Is there another player or another card that you would like to see comparison of? Now, I may not do 4 months, especially like if somebody says Acuna update, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to do 4 months because I know how many of that card sold. Um, is there someone else you guys would like me to sit down and do a comparison like this on? Maybe like the last 6 weeks or, 2 months or something like that? Dominguez? I can't do Dominguez graded. Um, and I don't know if they're I don't know how far back he would be. What did first edition come out like 3 weeks ago, something like that? Um, and Bowman hasn't been out. What, 2 weeks maybe? Week, 2 weeks. Um, Connor, how about we remind me like I don't know, maybe a month from now when graded ones start coming back, and let's look at what his graded prices do on his Bowman. LeBron Prizm this year or which year? Yeah, Acuna first Bowman is he's gonna steady rise. That I think that's a lot because a lot of people have been priced out of the bat down, so they're gonna try to pick up his first Bowman Chrome, the non-auto, something like that that they can have to hold on to. Um, the update kind of got out of hand. Um, I could do that Mile High. That actually would be interesting since I have so many of his SGC copies. Um, that would actually be a good one. So this year's LeBron Prism. Um, I'll go through and do some pricing on that because I'll be honest, I've been trying to sell mine and I think I have it way more than fairly priced, and I'm having trouble moving them. I don't know if it's because I have 3 or 4 as my quantity, and people think, oh, he's gonna drop his price because he's got multiples. I think I'm gonna start. I think I'm gonna start playing it sneaky, and if I have multiples of somebody, I'm not gonna put that I have quantity. I'm gonna start putting one. I'm gonna put one up, let it sell, put another one up, let it sell, because I really think when I have multiple quantity of someone listed, people think that I'm gonna be easier to get down on the price, and so I might actually have to try pulling some of my ones. Like I think I have 5 or 6 Tatis, and I can't remember how many I have of him up right now. I might need to pull them down and just put one up and see if I can move some stuff that way. Because, I send multiples of guys in, and I do think it's hindering me. I think people think, oh, well, he's got, several of them. He'll come down on his price. Okay, so I'm going to put LeBron Prizm. 82 Cal Ripken. You have the list? Okay. I do not do well as selling lots, Rob. I have actually tried that. I have tried selling cards as lots, and I have a. I'll show you. I'll show you real quick. Where is it at? I've had this lot up for I don't know how long. And I have had, there was another lot I have on here. But I have this as best offer, and nobody ever even sends me an offer. So I don't do lots. I've had this on here for like 3 months, and I was like well below everybody else's prices on these Hot Wheels set. I don't know how to sell Hot Wheels apparently. But like this, I'll show you guys this. Look at this. 8 watchers. I have it promoted. 1,300 views. But because I have 4 of them, everybody wants me to go down. So yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to try something else. I think my strategy with having multiple... Like, here's my LeBron, okay? Here's my LeBrons. I have 3 of them listed, $140, okay? 140, and PSAs are selling for $240, and I can't get rid of them. So I'm going to have to try something else here. But anyway, guys, I do appreciate everybody getting on. I do apologize it was late. But I hope you enjoyed this. It did take me a long time to prepare this video. But anyway, we have a list of other players. I will work on making, more comparisons like this to show you guys. It's fun. It does take a while, but it's okay. It gives me something to do. What's up, Card Currency? Man, I'm just wrapping up. But I hope everybody has a great rest of your Saturday night. Let's have a good Sunday, man. I do appreciate everybody coming on, everybody chatting, and remember, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.